Hi, this is Mia from Freedom Marine, and today I'm here with Alex from Revolution Yacht Experience, and he's going to take us on board the Axopar 37 and show us how to use the Windlass.
So welcome aboard the 37 Axopar. The first thing you want to do before you operate your windlass is make sure that you have the correct power settings on. So down here in front of the captain's chair, you have 4 discrete switches. The first one is the service battery. You want to make sure that one is on. And there's also one that's labeled bow heavy aux or auxiliary. And you want to make sure that one's on as well. Once these are both on, you can operate the windlass 2 different ways. The first way is by using the onboard wireless remote control. So to actuate this, we hold both these 2 buttons down. It'll do a little beeping, flashing display. And then you can go up and down using these 2 right here. I won't do it right now because it's all locked away. And the other way is to go up onto the bow, which is probably the better way if you're by yourself. So you can see it going down into the water. And we're going to go and do that right now. Okay, now that we have our battery switches on, we're up here on the bow and we're going to get inside this locker and we're going to release some of the safety equipment holding the anchor safely in place. Okay, now we have the hatch open. We're going to talk about the windlass itself and the anchor and how these are held in place for safety. So the first thing you're going to see is that there's probably going to be a safety cable on board. This is a safety lanyard, and this is here in case there's some sort of catastrophic failure of the windlass, and this will catch the tackle and the anchor and stop it from going down when it shouldn't be going down and cause an unsafe situation. So if you are intending to anchor, you will need to release this and then leave that down there, or you can hook it back up to this right here so it's out of the way. The next thing you'll notice is this device here is also holding the anchor in place. They call this an anti-rattle device, and it's not really to save it from going overboard, even though it does, but it really is to stop it rattling around. This device here is really the safety lanyard that's stopping it from going overboard. To undo this, we just undo these screws here. One of them is captive and wants to stay in place, and the other one has a little cutout. So once we've done this, we can move this out of the way, and now we've released this, and this is now ready to drop. Now we've released the safety equipment, we're going to come to the controls here located on the starboard side of the locker. The first thing I'm going to show you here is the main breaker. This is actually where all the power from the windlass comes from, is from this main breaker. If for whatever reason nothing seems to be working even after you've turned the battery switches on, you could have a situation where this little tag is hanging down, meaning there's been a thermal overload. Hopefully you can just pop it back up and away you go. So this is the normal operating mode, and this would be the override mode. So this is not going to function in this orientation. The second thing I want to show you is the control, which is the up and down control. You notice there's 3 buttons here. One will be the power, the up and the down. To power it up, you hit it once, twice, and let it go through its beeping cycle and then go solid green, and then the beeping should stop. At this particular point, we should be able to run the windlass down and back up again by using these controls right here. So now that we have successfully made sure all the power is ready to go and all the safety equipment is disconnected, we're ready to lower our windlass down into the water. As discussed, these 2 buttons here for up and down will lower it down or back up again, and we're going to do that right now. For the windlass to send the chain and the anchor down, you need to be pressing and holding the button the entire time under normal operation. However, this windlass is the HRC FF, the FF being the free fall, and this is the standard one that comes with this machine. If we slip this little lever up here, we're going to go into what's called the free fall mode, and by holding the down button, you're going to see that this clutch is going to start releasing the gypsy wheel. The gypsy is where all the chain rides through, and it will start and go into a free fall mode. So we're going to do that right now. So after dropping it down under the free fall mode, we want to bring it back up again, and you'll see by holding the up button, this clutch is going to start bringing itself back in and contact the gypsy and start bringing it back up again. And we're going to just hold the up button and just watch that happen. Now it's engaged and we can bring it up as normal. Okay, so we almost have the anchor back in its pocket. Right now, the anchor is about at the waterline level. So this is where we want to really stop and slow down and bring it up slowly so we don't risk damaging any of the equipment. These windlasses are really quite powerful, and coming up and over the bow roller at full speed could cause some things to twist because of the sheer torque and power that this motor has. I'm going to bring it up in small little spurts just to make sure that this equipment isn't damaged during the operation of stowing it back in its bow roller. As you can see, it's now safely stowed in the pocket, and the next thing you want to do is put all the safety equipment back on the way it was before you dropped it. The first thing you want to do is put your anti-rattle device back in place. The second thing you want to do is to grab your safety lanyard, loop it around and hook it back up to the chain. This way, if there was any failure of this equipment, this lanyard and this anti-rattle device is going to keep this safe and keep you safe for boating. When anchoring, we really recommend that you utilize some sort of chain marking system. All the boats prepared at Freedom Marine will come pre-marked with different color coding for different depth of chain markings. This way, when you send chain and rode over the side of the boat, you know exactly how much that you have sent overboard. When you're anchoring, you want to make sure that you have made a calculation about how much depth of water that you're in and how much you've put out. Now, under different situations, you would put out different amounts of road. Generally, the stormier weather, you want to add as much as possible, but a minimum 3-to-1 ratio of depth to chain out is where you want to be to make sure that your boat is safe.
Thank you so much, Alex, for taking us through how to use our windlass on the Axopar 37. I hope you guys found that very informative. And if you have any questions, please reach out to us at boatingfreedom.com.